Imagine being lucky enough to live by the beach, only for your magnificent view to disappear. That's what locals in one suburb are facing, fuming over plans to build high-rise apartments along the bay. It's the Great Wall of Frankston, and they want it stopped.
Stop the wall! Stop the wall! Stop the wall!
Stomping along hot sand, they're fired up in Frankston.
Stop the wall!
Our coast, not Gold Coast.
They're killing this community. They're killing us. We have a plan. We have a plan.
This fight, Robert Thurley tells us, is called Stop the Great Wall of Frankston, a wall of high-rise buildings they fear could get the green light along Port Phillip Bay, southeast of Melbourne.
So why would the mayor go out charging like a spruiker when he knows that there's a lot of controversy?
Look, we've listened to everyone.
He knows that community sentiment doesn't favour this.
And the community say now we need to capitalise on this momentum and make a thriving city that everyone is proud of.
Depending on who you talk to, you'll hear very different views on Frankston, but there is one thing they agree on.
This is a beautiful beach. The locals love this beach.
And perhaps that's why developers want a piece of the foreshore.
Right along the bay, councils are protecting that experience with height limits along the foreshore. Every council except Frankston City Council, which is in cahoots with the property developers who want to turn Frankston into a cold, grey imitation Gold Coast.
Kelvin Thompson is from community group Planning Democracy.
The government has opened the door to the Frankston Council's Activity Centre plan, and that plan will allow for high-rise potentially along the length of the Frankston foreshore.
There are two proposals. One, Harbour Frankston, 14 stories, and the other one is Pace Developments, which is 16 stories.
The new apartments would sit on prime real estate alongside the Cananook Creek, 5 minutes walk from the beach.
The two applications that are at VCAT at the moment are not going to be the one and onlys, are they? It does set a precedent.
One in the pipeline, Harbour Frankston, is 14 stories high. Its website boasting expansive, uninterrupted water views, a premium rooftop lifestyle experience, pool and wine room. And the Pace development directly next door is slated to be 16 stories high.
Harbour, we as council approved it. Pace development, we said no to it, but both are before VCAT.
Frankston Mayor Nathan Conroy.
The closest thing to a rule in place by the state government at the moment here is a preferred height limit of 12 stories, correct?
Yep.
That's going to be 14 stories and this is going to be 16 stories. That's above that.
Yeah, so it's a preferred height limit. And as long as you can, as long as you can strategically justify it, for council one was yes and one was no.
Reverend Tim Costello is a Frankston local.
Why back penthouses for the rich, Mr. Mayor, when your housing strategy doesn't even have any affordable housing in it?
You're going to have safety, vibrancy, atmosphere. You're going to have more restaurants and cafes opening up.
Shops, vibrancy, jobs. It's the same dud argument. When I was mayor of St Kilda, the promise was high-rise on the beach would be jobs for St Kilda. We said nonsense.
600,000 up to penthouse apartments. But it's not about luxury apartments or this particular development behind us. It is about social housing, it's about affordable housing, it's the everyday Aussie housing, and it's luxury apartments.
So 600,000 isn't really very affordable in the current climate.
We're talking about individual developments behind us.
I don't believe nurses or teachers or police officers will be able to afford to live here, so it won't do anything at all for housing affordability.
This sums up their problem perfectly. Just a minute's walk from the beach and overlooking the beach, you'll find this 8-storey office building. Probably some nice views from up there and a pretty nice place for a lunch break. But for everyone else down here, angry locals say, well, it's a monstrosity.
Having industrial buildings on the beach is crazy. Doesn't make sense.
It's not very attractive, is it?
Well, it is an industrial area. It'd be good up at TAFE.
But people aren't opposed to development per se. They're happy to have it, but why so high, so close to the foreshore and delicate?
Because it's beautiful here.
Local Philip McAvoy stopped us in the street to share his view.
So people are going to move out of their homes to come into these developments. Then all those homes then come onto the market.
But it causes wind tunnels, it causes massive shadowing. The area is a ghost town because you can't actually sit there.
After 10 a.m. in the morning, there is no overshadowing from literally where we're standing to the foreshore, which is 200 metres away.
So you say overshadowing is not an issue?
No.
I'd just pat him on the back and hopefully he keeps going with development.